Like cold water to a weary soul, so is good news from a distant land.
Good news and there's bad news. Right. Now which news you want first? Well, if you give me the good news without the bad news, that don't grab you, that don't work. Alright, well let me get the bad news. Everyone must die. There's more bad news. God is going to judge our lives. But the good news, God sent Jesus Christ so we can serve our death sentence and then bring new life.
It's the Good News Talk Show with your host, Timashion the Visionaire. What up, Doe?
The ghetto fade to black.
Joy comes in the morning.
Welcome to the Good News Talk Show. I'm your boy Timashion the Visionaire, and I'm sitting in front of my old high school. I graduated from here in 1997, and it's some good news that happened over the course of the summer that I want to share with y'all. NBC decided to come in and do a renovation of the school. It was a show called School Pride. And before that happened, the school has been on a closing list for at least 3 to 4 times, where they said it was going to close, and they left it open. But then the school just got in such a mess where to the point where it was unsafe for the kids to be here, and they decided they was going to put it on the closing list again. And NBC came in, and they some kids had wrote the letter to NBC, said they wanted to get on, and eventually they said yeah, and then they came in, brought all kind of volunteers from corporate America, some city officials, professional players from different sports teams. I mean, everybody just came out to help this school. I'm sitting here with the principal of Communication Media Arts, Miss Odom. She's very busy, so we're only going to take 1 minute of her time. She's just going to give us a little spiel about the reaction from the show. So welcome to the Good News Talk Show, Miss Odom. You look mighty fine today. You know that, right?
Yeah, right.
Ms. Odom, can you just tell us about the reaction from the show? I know it just aired last week. I know I tuned in. It was all on Facebook and Twitter. Everybody was just excited about this little school and the rebirth that it has had. Can you just talk about how the kids reacting, the staff, has it regenerated everybody?
The reaction was overwhelmingly positive. The community sent tons of emails. We had parents coming up that Monday wanting to enroll their students. The kids are in awe of, the makeover. We didn't have a problem with graffiti and trash, but it seems now it's like that new car, that new piece of furniture. You want to keep it extra clean and keep the newness. So it has had a very positive impact on teaching and just the overall environment of the school.
And one thing about the Good News Talk Show is I love to show things that's going on in our community, things that's going on in our city that's good. Some good news about the community is a school that was getting ready to get torn down, and NBC coming in, saving the school. That's good. Detroit Public Schools, they got a lot of bad press over the last few years, and this is some good news they finally was able to get. But the main point of the Good News Talk Show is not just to highlight good news that's going on in the community, but good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I don't think there's any other parallel that I can kind of draw between any two things other than this and the gospel. This right here is like the epitome of the gospel, like an old beat up school getting transformed into a totally different school with new, just about everything in it, And, as you watch these shows like the Extreme Home Makeovers or the Pimp Your Rise or even this show, School Pride, the main part of the show, the highlight of the show is once they send the people away and then they come back and they either pull the tarp off the car or they say, move that bus. And in this case, School Pride, they actually pull the tarp down and they show everybody at school, and everybody just go bananas. They go crazy. They like, oh, I can't believe this is school. They jumping up, they crying, they falling out. I mean, the whole thing is they are very excited to see, the new school because they knew what it was before they came and did that transformation. So it is with the gospel. I mean, it's a scripture that I'm really bugging me out. I've been, on this whole thing for a few years now with this one scripture as it relates to these kind of shows, man. In Ephesians 5, starting at verse 22, it says, "Husband, love your wife just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her, that he might sanctify her, having cleansed her by the washing of the water of the word, that he might present to himself the church in all her glory, having no spot or wrinkle or any such thing, that she should be holy and blameless. You know, Jesus Christ saw us in our sin state, you know what I'm saying, our total depravity, no way that we can save ourselves, only somebody from outside that can do it, the same way that this show did. They did that for the school, but Jesus did that for us. You know what I'm saying? So he removed every spot, every wrinkle, every blemish, and presented us to himself. Can you just imagine the highlight of the whole gospel message is when he present us to himself? He go crazy. He be like, yo, oh man, I remember when Timashion was out there smacking people and getting smacked and smoking and drinking and doing all that crazy stuff, foul mouth. But now look at him. You know what I'm saying? He's honoring the Lord with his finance. He's honoring the Lord with his family, with his job, and with his talk show. I mean, he presented us to himself, and he get excited about the transformation that went on in our life. You know, if that's not the good news, I don't know what is. You know what I'm saying? Good news in the community. We had a chance to sit down and talk with the principal of the school, who actually see the reaction of the community. She didn't have that much time, but I'm excited that she even gave us a little time that she did give us, you know, just to let everybody know the good news is going on, you know. So the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ being able to save you and transform your life, you know what I'm saying? That's the good news. This show right here locks it all in. Good news in the community, good news of Jesus Christ. So thank you for spending these few minutes with me. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all 10 of y'all, you know what I'm saying, for logging on, shooting me comments, you know. Hey, much love, man. So this is your boy, Timashion, the Visionary, the Good News Talk Show, giving you the ghetto fade to black. You ain't know about that one, huh?
Joy comes in the morning.